And your newspaper and your position, and then talk about the convention.
Denise Squire. I'm the managing editor at the Burleson County Tribune, which that's in Caldwell, Texas. If you don't know where Burleson County is, it's right next door to Texas A&M University. And at the convention here, I was with the Texas Gulf Coast Press Association as the second vice president in charge of contest. And next year, I'll be one of the ones in charge of convention as first vice president.
What do you feel? What do you think about the sessions and the participation?
I think the sessions were really good, and I've mentioned this before in there that at the convention that all of the awards are great, but the most important thing is to be able to go back to your home paper with new ideas. And just how can I make my paper better for our readers? And as a journalist professionally, how can I be better? And that's why I go to these things.
How'd you feel about your the contest outcomes for your newspaper and the competition? And what's it take to be the best newspaper in Texas?
To be honest, if you look at the Port Aransas South Jetty, to me, is one of the best papers that is out there, especially as a weekly. What Mary Judson's done in her lifetime, I can't imagine me being able to ever be that close. I admire her a lot. And Fayette County Record does a great thing. Their photos are awesome. Their sports, I'm a big sports person. That was my background. Big 12 volleyball I used to cover. And so what they do with their sports section is phenomenal. But to be a great paper for community journalism like we all do, you have to focus in on the people in your community, and especially the kids. If you can get the kids involved somehow in the paper, writing about them, taking pictures of them, that's going to help your sales because parents want that. But you have to be involved in your community. If you think that you're better than the community, then your paper is going to fail. But you have to be involved, and that's the key for any newspaper in small communities like ours.
All right. Can you tell us your first memory of being in the newsroom or getting out there to cover sports or your shot in journalism?
I started doing journalism in high school. I did UIL journalism and competed, and we put out like a little newsletter kind of thing at the high school. It was once every semester. It was kind of an overview of everything we did, But then when I was in college, I worked kind of interning when I was going to Howard Payne University. That's not where I graduated, but I went there for a few years. I worked a little bit at the Brownwood Bulletin, doing helping with some layout and like late at night kind of thing. Because actually a friend of mine worked there, so I kind of helped. I was kind of unofficially working there. And that's when I really started saying, this is kind of fun. And but I ended up graduating from the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an English degree. And before that, I was working at UIL doing public relations and working with the press, not as a press, but with the press. And so I started getting those bonds, especially with the sports reporters. And then eventually started working for the Associated Press with the Big 12 with volleyball, and covered A&M at that time, and University of Texas and things. And I was even the one that was supposed to be doing women's basketball was pregnant during the time, and so I ended up at the Final Four when A&M won the national title. In Indianapolis, I was there, so that was pretty exciting. So again, sports background, but But then I taught for a while after and at high school for a few years, but I missed writing. I loved working with kids. Parents not so much, but kids. And but I really missed writing. And so I went back to working for AP for a little bit, and then they were moving my office, and I didn't want to move. So then I took a little hiatus from writing and did technical support for a computer company from home until the opening at the Burleson County Tribune happened. And so I went in and interviewed with the editor at that time, Roy Sanders, and he offered me a job like right then. And so 2 days later was Halloween. That was my first day. And the lady who was retiring, I was taking her spot, was supposed to kind of show me the ropes that day. Well, she showed me her Rolodex file of contacts, and then went to lunch, and then I never saw her again. So that was the extent of my training. And then over the years, I've been there almost 11 years, and I went from reporter to sports editor to now managing editor. And I love it. The community is awesome. And again, I'm a musician. I played, last week I played jazz piano for our chamber banquet, and that's what I'm talking about, being involved in the community. And because if you can get that involved, if you're involved, then they trust you more. And they share things sometimes off the record that help you understand what's going on behind the scenes to be able to write about the things on the record. Right. It gives you perspective, and you just have to build that trust in your community, and that's the key, is just being involved and not setting yourself apart, but being involved in the community.
It takes a village to make it work.